I definitely measured a little wrong here.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna go clean myself up, then we got some errands to run. Appreciate you guys watching along. Let's dive into today. Got a fresh haircut, beard trim, big shout out barber. Then we went to hydraulic place, dropped those off. Yanko thinks something's in that bag for him. He hasn't seen it yet. What do you want? I got you 2 of them. Every time I'm at the hardware store, they got used tennis balls, 50 cents. Gotta get them. Even though he might have 100 of them. They're all over the place. There's one right there. Yeah. Got bolts, got grinding wheels, got some paint. Let's get this thing in a better spot. Might as well get ourselves so we're not blind. Yeah, I gotta get this harness figured out, get the monitor figured out, get it wired in right. So I believe we're hooked up right now. I have no idea, but I bought this book, so we're gonna figure out what we're doing. Definitely worth the book. So got it all figured out. So we're in setup. Got the high warning set. I'm gonna tighten this bracket up or do something here. Low warning set, area, rows. So this top corner right here, I don't know, you can see it's got an issue. Brittany says that you can get that still, but you can count up. So we're set on 8 rows. Then we switch here, we're set on 30-inch row spacing. Sorry about the glare. Oh, there's 8 rows. What was that other one? Oh, area, rows on, and as you click down through, it would tell you yes on which rows. So that's all set. 8 rows. We got to calibrate this, so 400 foot when we're going, but from there, it would scan through and tell us what's high or low based on what we got that set. So now we're not blind any longer. I know it's nothing crazy, but I've never planted with a monitor in my life because, well, yeah. But the 8 row, yeah. And keep in mind, so bought the radar, bought the monitor, the harness, and the seed tubes and sensors, $500. So I appreciated somebody sending me that, because it's gonna work out. Maybe we'll update, but for this year, $500 to know that seed's going in the ground in the right spots, well worth it. We might have to do a little figuring because I believe, well, we can use the monitor, but it's gonna look for rows 1 through 8, which causes the harness to be like this. So we might have to change, we might have to move everything from 1 and 2 on the harness to 3 and 4 on the harness, and then we'll have 2 left at each end. Bob. Yeah, harness looks really good, protected, nice, fittings are good. So it's hooked up right now. Yeah, it's gonna be in a much better boat. I really can't do much until I can have the drive chains to run it, to calibrate it. And I'm gotta wait for the hydraulic lines so that I can actually button everything up in between. So in the meantime, we got gauge wheels to do. Gauge wheels and closers, and that's the last big thing that is a must on this. So boxes of gauge wheels. One done. Pins in. Everything fought me coming out. I think I still gotta sit over here and do it. Yep. Here it is. So ended up doing all the ones that I got up here. We're gonna have to grab 2 off the other planter because the arms we had to cut, but I cut all the arms off. That way I can just roll down through them, heat them, punch the pins out, punch the bearing, I guess it would shaft out, and then drop it on the new one, put the pin in. So cut them all. These are all junk anyways, as you see. Those were pretty well shot from sitting around. This planter is going to be brand freaking new, which is, remember, I said it's going to plant like, what did I say, 18 acres a row? So at 18 acres a row, I'm not going to have to rebuild this planter for a long time, which is good. Makes my life easier, less to have to manage, right? You going to plant some this year? Other than not being able to feel my hand from punching things out, well, not punching things, but holding the punch, holding that. Yeah, we're gaining, definitely gaining. So this is what I'm doing. Throw it in the vise, heat it up around, punch the pin out. This punch goes in some of the way. Then this bolt set up on the vise grip so you don't hit your hand, because I've already done that twice. Once that's out, take your long bolt, hammer out. As you see, I got a pile of them. Some of them are smoking from sitting on the oily bench, but yeah. Keep in mind, I'm working in the farm shop because it's their torches and they have a vise. Yeah. Okay? Because everybody's like, you got to clean your mess up. Not my mess. I just moved some stuff over so that I didn't catch everything on fire. Another one done. Those are much better. But we gotta run, get hydraulic lines. They're done. I'm actually gonna bring them 2 more, have them make those up, the ones that are on the disc that run the rolling baskets. So he said he's out of there at 2 o'clock, and I can leave him otherwise. And he's short staffed. It's just father and son, and that's understandable. They help me out big time with a lot of random hydraulic lines and fittings and headache projects. And so, all right, let's jump over there. We'll come back and we'll finish up those. Those are going together really, really well. So, and they're gonna look stellar on the planter. The planter is gonna look good. I'm excited. Alrighty, got a bunch done today. Actually, all new wheels are on the arms. Put all new bearings in there. We got the scrapers to put on, and then we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. So we'll take these out back. Where we left off yesterday, planter was getting all new hydraulic hoses, gauge wheels all ready to go on, closing wheels all ready to go on. Got some of the chain drags off of the parts planter. Got to get them off the 4-row that we used last year. But yeah, we got all sorts of hydraulic hoses. So I'm gonna throw these on so I can lift it up, and then we'll put the gauge wheels and get the marker back together. We got everything. So I appreciate you guys watching along. Had to run to a service call this morning, so I don't know, it's 8:30 now, but we got a lot to do today. Let's see if we can get it all done. Running the lines. We got some zip ties too. I guess I probably should have run that on the other side. Oops. We'll unconnect them and flip them over. So got the marker lines on, bracket. I got the lift going underneath to the cylinder, lift going underneath to the cylinder, and I went to put the 6-foot section from here to the outer lift, and I thought all the ends were the same, but that end does not go in that end. Whoops. So we got to run back and have them switch those ends out on 2 hoses. My bad. I was ahead of myself, thought I was being smart. So new hose in the frame. As far as for the cylinder, new fitting. Yeah, I don't want any problems with this thing. Forget what size wrench that is. 3/4? 7/8. Can't see a damn thing. Good. New seals, new hose inside, new hose, clamps are on, got the pivot around, hoses. Well, all we got is the harness to get up in there, and we'll halfway look like a decent thing going on. I got some big black zip ties, gotta do the other side. So guys at JPM, huge shout out to them. Like, huge shout out. I messed that up and got the wrong one, and I was like, hey, I messed up. And he's like, I messed up or you messed up? I was like, I messed up. And he swapped that out, no charge, which he then said, yeah, next time I make a mess up, it's on you though. And I said, okay, because they've never messed up for me. It's always me telling them something wrong. But huge shout out. Ran over there, got that fixed. Yeah, so all hydraulic lines are going to be new on this planter, which is really nice. Seals are on their way. I don't expect them to be here by the time I get planning, but hopefully they hold. So once we get this, we can pick the planter up, lock it, and then the tractors can go off and get started hauling manure. They're going to haul close fields. Francisco's actually going to run that, and then that means we'll be doing some chisel plowing later. I definitely measured a little wrong here. It's gonna work, but I might have this line remade with like 6 inches more. So we're a little tight here. We don't have the, we might have to put something so it just doesn't rub. And then we got some flexibility as far as where it's gonna pivot, because you gotta remember that hydraulic line goes up and down. But lines are on, holders are on. The only thing we have, we got a spare line to go inside this side, and once we get the seal, we'll do all that stuff. It's wet right there from when I opened it up, but otherwise we got seals and that side of the wing to do. I guess we better swing this wing in before we pick it up though. I don't know what Bianca's barking at, but we'll put the wing back together. Hey, he's barking at a bird way up in the trees or something. Come here. You having a good day? You're looking white. It's that summertime fur. Oh, such a vicious, wild dingo. All right, let's throw this wing back together. So, got it back together. Now that I know what goes on there, really not that bad, but tighten that up. We'll see when we pick it up if that snugs it up close. Before it was leaning off, we can go a little bit more, but we'll pick it up and see exactly what goes on. Hopefully everything's good. This drives me nuts. So when they're done, they're moving the, so when they're done, they're actually moving the screener forward because they made a whole half moon or whatnot. So all of this stuff is gonna have to, I've got too many wires going on in here now. All of this stuff is gonna have to get moved. Well, all of right here is gonna get moved forward like 20 foot. So big waste of time by not putting the screener where it was supposed to the first time. But alrighty, this one should do the arms. It helps if you tighten it. Okay, it's up. The wing, it doesn't hang out as bad. I think I'm gonna go all the way in now with it. Actually, I think it's right up against it now. So I think we're actually good. But that cycles very nicely. So I'm happy with that. Let's back up a little bit. I'm gonna throw gauge wheels on. This tractor's gonna come off. They're gonna haul manure. Gauge wheels, closers, scrapers. I got all the hardware, and yeah, realistically, what we're waiting on is chains. And then we could go give this a trial run. Got all the scrapers on, so that's good. What that actually does is, let me show you here. As they spin, if anything builds up on the outside, cleans them right off. So they're all on. I am gonna have to cut the bolts because I was excited and I got regular bolts for that. And then I was like, wait, I can use those. So I got the carriage bolts for these back two holes for the drag trains that we got to throw on. We're gonna actually end up painting the hooks up a little bit so it looks fresh. Well, alrighty, cut those off. Throw the gauge wheels on. Gauge wheels take a little bit longer because you got to put all the spacers, the shims, so they're adjusted right. Was gonna put the closing wheels on, and then I was like, those bolts are a pain to get to with them on. So got drag chains off both the 4 rows. So I got 8 sets of drag chains. I like drag chains. I think they do good in tilled soil. So I know some people don't like them, but I like them. So my brother's pickup is going into the shop tomorrow. He has 20 miles until it derates to 25 miles an hour because of a depth issue. So taking my pickup because deleted pickups matter. Okay, deleted pickups matter. This world, well, yeah. It's good. It needs to be driven a little bit. I don't drive it at all. Gaining on them. That's a full row unit. Like that is, other than tightening up the firmer, that is ready to plant. Up to here. I got 2 more that haven't started. Pump tractor. He's pumping manure and pump tractor shut down. Showed up. These things are known for electrical issues, random things. The 30 series, or 20 series, 7320. 20 series, the 30 series, they solved a bunch of the electrical side of it. But came down here, it was throwing codes for engine protection computer or control. 2 of them. One said engine speed, transmission in between was bad. Another one was saying throttle position sensor for hand throttle was bad. So called up Mitchell O'Neill, big shout out. He got on the computer, told me what to look at, some things. And then I said, it's odd though, because I can clear the code and it comes back the second I turn the key on. So open the back up there and wiggled the wires, jumped back in, cleared all the codes. We're running. So we got a wire that must back out enough and not send a full signal. So now we know what to look for, but we're running with the hood open because it's good. More airflow across, so he'll get back spreaded. So we got to here, engine control, and wiggled all these. And well, we're back running. Where you been? Riding around doing hood rat stuff? I haven't seen you in like 2 hours. Alrighty, better finish this planter up. We've got a few things left to do. I do have a spare one of those, like I said previously. Yeah, let's throw this together. Alrighty, chains are good. Closers, gauge wheels, scrapers. We just got to fix my hose mess up, and little things left. We'll probably end up doing the marker arms at some point here, but if we needed to, well, tomorrow I got overnighted parts coming from greenpartstore.com that just shipped, so we're gonna see those, and we're gonna see the stuff from Shoop. So seals on all the pistons, seals on the wing piston, we can do all those, and then yeah, this is gonna be ready to rock and roll. So realistically, chains, fix some little things that I messed up, and we could go plant. Whew, look at it. Yeah, big fan, but alrighty, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching along on some corn planter stuff. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but in the next few days, I'm thinking like 4 days, we're gonna see this thing rolling. So appreciate it, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.